2024 has been a year of rap beef. These are rap beefs that will never be solved. Many people don't realize that hip-hop is more than just music. It's an entire culture. Hip-hop encompasses a wide range of elements: music, fashion, dance, politics, and more. There's another aspect that often goes unrecognized: beef. From its early days to its present, hip-hop has always been deeply rooted in MCs trying to prove their superiority on the mic, which led to the rise of rap battles. This sparked a wave of other rappers airing their grievances through music and social media. As new beefs continue to emerge, let's look back at the rap feuds that have kept our playlists and timelines buzzing. Nicki Minaj versus Megan Thee Stallion. The year 2024 saw some of hip-hop's biggest moments, many of which were marked by high-profile feuds. It all seemed to start with Megan Thee Stallion, who released Hiss on January 26th. Nicki dissed Megan in a song years ago. Megan just dropped Hiss. This track, now RIAA certified gold, allegedly targeted Nicki Minaj, particularly with its notorious Megan's Law line, a jab at Minaj's husband being a registered sex offender. In response, Minaj unleashed a social media tirade and dropped her counter-track, Bigfoot, on January 29th. Minaj has defended her husband everywhere, after talk show host Wendy Williams addressed Petty's crimes on her show. Minaj took to her own Queen radio show to say, "Every time you mention him, you feel the need to bring these things up. I didn't know that in our society, you have to be plagued by your past. I didn't know that people can't turn over a new leaf." Not to mention, she didn't even mention Nicki or her husband directly in that song. Nicki just heard that bar and ran with it. The drama between Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion hit its boiling point on Jan. 29, when Minaj released a lone single called Bigfoot, an apparent response or diss track in retaliation to Megan Thee Stallion's new song Hiss. Minaj's song, titled Bigfoot, got its official release on Jan. 29, but Minaj had already previewed most of the song's heavy-hitting lyrics on her Instagram Live and X over the weekend. She was quoted criticizing Megan for winning Grammys, but still needing to learn how to rap on the beat and be comfortable in the music. About the Megan's Law line, Minaj said,
"Bringing up 30-year-old teeth for when this man was a 15-year-old person, child. You bringing up 30-year-old teeth because no man has ever and will ever fucking love you. And lying on your dead mother, on your dead mama."
Megan's mother died in 2019. Elsewhere during the live stream, Minaj refuted claims that she had in any way incited her fans to disrespect or threaten Megan's mother's grave. In this time, Megan has not issued a direct response to Bigfoot or any of the numerous social media posts or comments made about her on Minaj's behalf. Instead, Megan has been promoting Hiss, Pusha T and Drake. Yeah, you already know what it is. There are plenty of rappers who have beef in the game, but a lot of these guys respect the street cred their ops have, even if they're not big fans of their ops. So usually if you give it a few years, some rappers will resolve their beef and go back to their business. However, there are some rap beefs that will never ever be solved, no matter how much time passes. Whether it's because one of the guys dies before they have a chance to squash it, or because the beef is just too deep and personal, these rap beefs will always remain unsolved. To start off our list, let's take a look at two ops that have been going at it for years and show no signs of stopping, with those two being Pusha T and Drake. For years, Pusha T and Drake have been trading shots on wax, and it only seems to keep getting worse. It all started when Pusha took aim at Lil Wayne, which also meant going after Drake, back in 2012. Drake responded with some shots of his own, and since then, the beef has been going back and forth with no end in sight. The latest round saw Pusha revealing Drake's secret son, and Drake responding by calling Pusha out on a leaked song in 2019. Rumors have also flown around that there was potential for real violence between these two, so it's safe to say this beef is not going to be squashed anytime soon. These two guys are also at the top of their game right now, with both of them releasing highly successful albums in the past years, so it looks like they'll continue to take shots at each other as long as they're still rapping. Honestly, we wouldn't be surprised if their beef ends up lasting longer than their music careers. Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly. While it's definitely one of the less threatening beef on this list, there's no denying that Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly's back and forth is not going to end anytime soon. Going as far as to call out Eminem at one of his shows. It doesn't look like they will ever bury the hatchet, especially with how competitive both artists are. Fans of both rappers continue to fuel the beef online, making it clear that this is one rap beef that will never die. While most fans are of the opinion that Eminem basically ended MGK's career with his kill shot diss, it seems like Kelly doesn't plan on backing down anytime soon. Kelly's even stood on business saying that he thought he won that back and forth with Eminem. Don't be surprised if M responds to Kelly's previous statements in one of his songs in the near future. Tupac and Biggie. You already knew that this beef was going to make it on the list. The feud between Tupac and Biggie is one of the most infamous and tragic in all of hip-hop history. These two rappers were once friends, with Tupac even giving Biggie his first major break in the industry. However, things took a turn for the worse when Tupac was shot and blamed Biggie for the attack. From here, the two musicians went back and forth with diss tracks and verbal attacks until their deaths, with both murders still being partially unsolved to this day, unless you count the recent developments in Tupac's case. The fact that these two were not only opponents but also friends at one point makes this beef even more heartbreaking and disappointing to many rap fans. While it did spawn an incredible rivalry between the East and West Coast, it ultimately resulted in the loss of two talented artists way too soon. While Tupac and Biggie will never be able to resolve this beef, seeing as both of them got caught lacking by their ops, their legacies will always be remembered and celebrated in hip-hop. Lil Kim and Nicki Minaj. The beef between Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim goes all the way back to the cover of Nicki's 2008 mixtape, Sucka Free, on which Nicki is shown squatting in a bra and panties. The artwork resembles Lil Kim's 1996 hardcore album artwork, on which she famously squats. This began the chatter that Nicki was copying Kim. They later met at a Lil Wayne concert, where Nicki claims she asked Kim if everything was cool between them. They both supposedly have different versions of the conversation. Nicki claims Kim responded that they were cool, while Kim says she replied, "Picture somebody saying to me, 'We good?' I'll wring her throat, snatch her larynx out." Their beef continued, and Nicki eventually threw shade at Kim on Diddy's 2010 remix, and ever since then, the two have been going at it when they get the chance. These are rap beefs that will never be resolved. And that's it from us today. Until next time, thank you for watching.